Host Christene Marie. I am fourth generation trades leader myself. My great grandfather started our family painting business in 1922, and I am the co founder of Foundation First Marketing, where we really focus on serving and amplifying growing brands who, frankly, they're strong already. They've done the work, whether working with us or kind of by their own means. And then we come in and really grow their business through digital presence. And y'all, what we've been going through over the last couple of days, I started going live, and I've given myself a 61-day challenge to go live with you every single day through April 1. And one of the things that we've been really talking about over the last couple of weeks has been specifically around this conversation of how to strengthen your brand, how to maintain a strong brand visibility and presence online, but also most recently over the last 4 days, and today is day 5 and part 5 of a series around improving the lead to conversion process. Yesterday, we dove into a CRM, the customer relationship management tools that can be used to amplify this experience and really amplify the overall touch points through every step of the journey. I want to talk quickly around an analogy I've been using. I really, really, really love this analogy. Frankly, there is something about leakage between departmental handoffs where, frankly, I think of it as there's buckets. Buckets represent each department. Literally imagine buckets on the ground. There's 5 of them. And then when a lead comes in, fills out a form, makes a phone call, they pour into bucket number 1, which is the lead stage. That process and that experience is often managed by the customer care center. The call center, whether it's customer care, call center, whatever it's deemed or called, that is where they're really engaging with the lead. And then in the transition from they're just a lead to now they've secured an appointment, now they move buckets because they're moving departments. Now it's the customer call center and or care center being the liaise to connect them with the sales. Usually, honestly, sometimes it's business development will be in this role, but so often it's really the sales team. The sales team is really responsible once they land into the appointment bucket. The next one is design and developing the proposal and curating something. Again, this third bucket can really depend on industry itself. Now, if you're doing something that requires any kind of engineering, any kind of permits pulled, anything that frankly has to do with the structural integrity of the home or of a building, that third process and that third bucket can take a really long time. And then once they are secured, once they've actually made the agreement with the organization, then they move into the fourth bucket, which is fulfillment and production. And then once they're done the job, they move into the fifth bucket, which is they are now a completed customer. What happens next? What's that lifespan after they complete the job? And y'all, this is actually so often where we lose out on really thrilling and delighting our customers. And so that fifth bucket, I'm excited for when we get to that, because this whole next 61 days, we're going through every single step of this journey in 10, 15-minute conversations. So today, we're still in this process of bucket number 1, how to improve the experience, because y'all, experience is going to be your number 1 differentiator between you and your competitors. Experience is built in and on the values of the brand. Who are you? What do you value? What do you care about? What is your ethos as a brand? And how can you authentically then shape the experience to be unlike anyone else, because no other company is you? So the strength of your values shows up in the strength and differentiation of the experience the customer has with you. And then from there, we thrill and delight with excellent service, the fulfillment process, production process, but that emotional response that they might have as a result of the experience that you provide is ultimately what you're promising. I'm going to bring you relief. I'm going to make you feel like you're a part of our family. I'm going to treat your home like it's mine. And so the emotional outcome of them working with you is built on the experience, which is built on the value of who you are as a company, your core values and your mission. So we're still in this first bucket, how to improve the lead to appointment process. And the reason why we're really camping out here is because I talked about leakage. The water is when the lead is arriving at the website, making the call, making the form fill. That is now when we pour the water into the appointment bucket, how much leakage is there? How much water comes out? How much spillage is there in the process between the department handoffs? So the processes, the systems we put in place will guarantee and secure the handoff so that we can ensure that we're able to fulfill on the expectation of the emotion. Remember, we talk about, I'm going to treat you like a member of our family. Your home is going to, we're going to treat it like ours. I'm going to bring you relief for this problem you've been having. Even for GCs, when we're talking to GCs, we're still promising an emotional experience that they're going to have with us. You can trust us. We are going to be the easiest partner you have ever worked with because our systems are so clearly in place. And that emotion is solidified through the experiences that they have with you, which is built on the values of the company. And so from here, let's dive in. There's 3 different things that I want to talk about today. And this is how to warm up the customer and really make them feel loved on between that transition, between that handoff. They filled out the form, they made the phone call, the call center does their job, they've nailed and solidified the appointment. Well, now there's time in between the appointment taking place and when the lead first reached out. It could be 24 hours, it could be 3 days. At one point, one of our clients, honestly, there was a 10-day lead time between this lead came in, made the appointment, and then the actual appointment taking place. That is a lot of time for the lead to have other people come in and give quotes, for the lead to be courted and dated by other companies, for the problem to worsen, for the problem to kind of rid itself and they no longer feel a sense of urgency. Or maybe they just change their mind. A lot of times, a lot of companies will say, I need husband and wife both there if it's a high ticket product. And so a lot can happen between the lead and appointment handoff. And these are the 3 things that I'd like for us to focus on today for you and your business to take away with you, specifically for your marketing department. These are things for the marketing team to execute, but frankly, they can also be things for you if you're a small business to execute, and or if you've got an assistant. Y'all, getting an assistant is life changing. So if you want a good recommendation, my darling has an EA business, and I'm so excited and grateful for mine. They really change businesses. I get no referral fee. It's just, if you need an assistant, I'm excited. My dad is actually going to start using one as well, because man, in the trades, it's like there's a never ending list at all times. So whether it's you executing this list that will go through 3 steps, whether it's an assistant or your marketing team, even your sales team, y'all can do this too. So we're going to go through these 3 steps right now. Number 1, your social media, which that's like a dirty word sometimes because social media has almost been corrupted by folks who are using it as a manipulation tactic rather than an authenticity bridge between building real meaningful human to human connection. Y'all, social media is so incredibly important, both for the organization as well as for owners, operators, even the marketing team, even the business development team, even the social media team. Just the other week, I was doing a training with business development managers in B2B trade space because, man, they are the representatives of the company. And so during this time between the lead filling out the form, scheduling the appointment, and the appointment itself taking place, especially if they heard about you from your social media to begin with, and they've been maybe a follower, maybe they've seen your ads. What is the experience that they're going to have? Again, what's the experience? Is it differentiated? Do you stand out? Are you actually posting things that have real value to them so that they can continue? There's a concept of nurturing, so that they can continue to be nurtured. This nurturing concept, it's like honestly what we do with our kids when they're young. It's tending to them. It's making them feel loved. It's making them feel seen and celebrated, honored. We hear their problems. We're listening. All of those qualities that are invested into our kids during their adolescence, where we're nurturing them, take those same concepts and bring them into how you're interacting with your own team. We nurture our own team members, but then also our customers. Y'all, that's huge. While they're at the lead stage, this is when they're most vulnerable. This is when they feel most insecure about your relationship with them. And so your social media can actually be a great conduit to say, hey, we're staying in touch with you. That could be part of the SOP process of once somebody secures an appointment, go and add them, as a friend on Facebook, go in and add them on LinkedIn, or go follow them. Wouldn't that be amazing? And this actually happened to me in a different service business, but still service business, local business. So we can all learn from each other here, even if we're not in the trades. I went to a nail salon, got my nails done, had the best experience ever, left a review. Within 24 hours, they friended me on Instagram and they started liking my stuff. Y'all, there's something emotionally for each one of us when we feel seen that, man, I'm that much more bought into the business. Another business, not service per se, but local. I went to this jewelry store. I think I bought a cheaper ring than was like their highest price ring. It was probably like $60. So I bought a ring. They followed me on Instagram for 2 years. They liked my stories. They engaged with me. And then this past Christmas, when I was back in the area, I told my darling again, man, he keeps coming up today. I told my darling, we have to go back to this company because I was so invested in who they are. I just loved the fact, I felt like I had a relationship with them. I loved the fact that they engaged with me. They didn't just give the emoji. They were like, oh, what a good quote. Oh, congratulations. They were actually paying attention. So y'all, the social media, the alchemy in social media, and alchemy, I've just been on this kick the last couple of days. It's the process of turning lead to gold. Y'all, the alchemy of social media is not just posting our own stuff and kind of, again, we want to position the customer as the hero. We don't want to be little narcissists on social media. Our social media is a point of connection, which is a two-way street. So yes, hopefully they'll follow us and like our stuff, but man, are we posting for their good? Are we engaging with them and making them feel like they're the hero that they are? And so that can be part of the process, that when you've got a lead in queue, whether it's 2 days, 10 days, but especially on the latter half of when it's going longer than 48 hours, that could be such an incredible process to work into your SOP process for bucket handoff from 1 to 2, that you're going to really start following and nurturing by way of social. The next is email. And this can be automated. Now, granted, I highly encourage it to be personalized. And so this is, again, where AI can come in and really amplify. AI can come in, and when you ask those, a couple days ago, we talked about the phone process of what should the call center actually be asking for. I think it was 3 days ago that we talked about this. We talked about the call center should be getting a personal detail every time. It could be a series of 3 categories that you fall under. Do you have kids? Do you have a pet? Do you have anything exciting coming up in the next 2 months? Why are you doing this work? Is there a greater why beyond just, it's an urgent crisis situation, but maybe they're actually having a wedding, so they want to do landscaping for that reason. There's a whole bunch of reasons why, but pick 3 personal details that the call center is going to ask for. Now you can effectively allow for the personalization of that answer, whatever they gave, to then be plugged into the email. We're so excited to come and service your house. We're excited for this appointment because, frankly, your son's wedding, that could be the personalization, son's wedding. So your son's wedding, whatever it is, that is such a priority, and we're so excited to partner with you in creating the wedding he's always dreamed about, the wedding you've always dreamed about for him, because I doubt he's really been dreaming of his wedding. So email, have a workflow, and it could be AI. That could just sound scary. Don't stress over the AI piece and personalization of it. Let's make it easier. What is one thing you can really, really do and set up in a workflow that is automated, that, man, once they become a lead in the CRM, you can change status of that person. So you have Susan King come in, and Susan King, once you get on the phone with her, once she fills out the form, she switches to a lead. That's lead status. Once she switches, and you have to manually go in and do this, unless, again, you automate it, but I just want to assume we're manually doing this in the CRM. You switch from lead to appointment. The second it's an appointment, there's a lead time and workflow that can be scheduled out for 12 hours, 24 hours, and then they can get an email with a video from, maybe it's the BDM or the salesman who's going to be going to their house saying, hey, my name's Hank, and I'm so excited to be coming to your home. So what this will mean is that it will take a little bit of planning if you want to make it that personal, but it could just be an email saying, hey, so we're so excited to have you. Hank's going to be coming. I know we talked about this on the phone, but I just want to set expectations. You're probably going to feel a little bit anxious. This is a big project. And then maybe you input what the services is that they're calling about. This is a big project. And we really want you to feel relief knowing that you are in such good hands. This is what other folks are saying having worked with us. They call us family. They call us stress relievers. Whatever it is, like pull in testimonials, make it personal, and then just have one or two emails, again, depending on the time between the lead becoming a lead and then the appointment being set and the time at which the appointment will be fulfilled. Add in ideally 1 to 2 emails if you can. Don't stress it. I'd so much rather you just send them an email or follow them on social media if that's easier for you than just don't do it because it sounds complicated. So, and again, I've said this a couple of times. We do free marketing consultations. So if you want to just chat with me around some ideas, I would love to do that. Even if you guys don't use us for, your digital marketing needs or emails or anything like that, let me know. This really is, I care a lot about the trades. Our family business has existed since 1922, so I want yours too as well. And then finally, number 3, that personal touch point. Y'all, how cool would it be if you had the salesman call 48 hours beforehand, 24 hours beforehand, and say, "Hey, this is Brian. I just wanted to confirm our appointment tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to meeting you. I heard that you guys actually have a wedding coming up here. And I just wanted to know, is there, I've heard everything from Jackie who scheduled the appointment with you. So he's done his homework. This is not an excuse to repeat the same questions. But hey, just wanted to make sure that you're all good. Can I bring you anything? I'm actually gonna be swinging by Dunkin' Donuts on my way. Do you need anything? Do you want anything? Um, how can I serve you?" Y'all, wow, that's huge. And then one last thing, this is kind of a bonus tip. I find so much relief when I get a calendar invite on my email for the appointment, that service appointment. I'm like, "Oh, thank God. I would have forgotten." Maybe I'm on the phone doing 2 things at once, multitasking, creating the appointment in my calendar, especially if it's far off. Y'all, I highly recommend that. So with that, we're 17 minutes beyond. I said 10 to 15 minutes we'd be having these conversations. So I have to go. Y'all, thank you so much for your time. Let me know if you need anything. Foundationfirstmarketing.com is the website. Let me know if you want to have a free chat, but otherwise I will see you